Hey guys, welcome back to OrmsTV. Today we have the all-new Leica Q3. And though I am extremely excited to be shooting with it, I assume you guys are excited to know about the Q3. So we came out here to lovely Stellenbosch, walked around, shot with it, shot in some other locations, and we're going to tell you guys all about this all-new camera. Now, instead of giving you a information dump with all the specifications about this camera, because let's be honest, you already know the specifications if you're watching this video. But just in case you don't, throughout the video, Matt will show them on the screen for you so that you can get the gist of it. But what we are going to tell you is the 5 key upgrades, the 5 improvements that Leica made going from the Q2, which was arguably their best-selling camera to date, going into the Q3. And those 5 upgrades are pretty tasty, so let's get into that. So we're going to dive right into what is, in my opinion, tied for the biggest upgrade within the Q3, and that is the sensor. So it is now bumped up to a 60 megapixel sensor from the 47 megapixel that you had in the Q2. And it is, in all likelihood, the exact same sensor that's in the M11. So it gives you all of the features that you get within the M11. So you get the different resolution modes, which is really cool to shoot in. So you can shoot at 60, 36 or 18 megapixels without losing image clarity within it, because the sensor physically, in a way, adjusts to that. The other big upgrade from the 60 megapixel sensors is, of course, the ability to now have an additional focal length equivalent crop mode. So you now get a 90 millimeter focal length equivalent, where the Q2 only went to a 75. The other thing to ever so briefly discuss here is image quality. And I'm not going to discuss that because you can see the image quality from the images that we're showing you, and it's a Leica Q3. You don't need me to tell you that a Leica delivers excellent image quality. The second big upgrade within the Q3, and definitely tied for first position, is of course the autofocus within this unit. Now, in the past, unfortunately, Leicas have lacked a little bit in the autofocus department, specifically because they were still using a pure contrast detect autofocus system. The Q3, however, is the first Leica to have phase detect. Now, within this unit, you have 315 autofocus points, and it is phase detect. Now, that phase detect comes in conjunction with the all-new processor within this unit, and it's the Maestro 4. And this is the first Leica camera to have that new processor, and obviously it works together with the sensor that's in this unit. But that phase detect autofocus is rather nice. Obviously, you can do some of the fancy things that phase detect now gives you. So you get human tracking, eye autofocus, animal tracking, and I know that animal tracking works because I shot this picture of a dog. But just be warned ever so slightly, you're not going to be able to shoot sports matches with the phase detect within this. Put your subject in good lighting conditions, in a relatively slow moving environment, and the autofocus is perfect. When the speed ramps up a little bit and things get a little bit chaotic and it's low light environment, you do still have a bit of struggling, but Leica now has the ability to improve this with future firmware updates. And I'm pretty sure that this technology will just keep getting better as it's phased into newer models within their lineup. Next feature to discuss is video. And the video on this unit is actually bumped up quite substantially from what was available within the Q2. The Q2 maxed out at 4K 30 frames per second. Within the Q3, Leica now offers you the ability to record 8K at 30 frames per second, 4K at 60, a full HD option as well, and various recording formats and bit rates and ProRes in there as well. But Matt will put that on the screen over here for you to have a look at. What you need to know about this unit though is that It is not designed to be a video first type of camera. As an example, there is no microphone jack within this unit. And at the end of the day, that's fine, because it's not what this type of camera is designed for. But it is very nice to see that the features are there. And again, take it with that new processor that Leica has placed in here. And you know that you're going to see a lot of these and probably better video features in Leica cameras to come. For the next upgrade over the Q2, we're going to step away from the inside of the camera and look at the outside, and specifically the screen and the EVF. Now, starting off with the screen, the first thing to note is that it is now a tilting LCD, as opposed to the flush units that Leicas have used on all of their other cameras. And I will talk more about this tilting LCD, but for now I will say it is very, very handy in a camera like this. The other upgrade on the screen is that it has been bumped up to a 1.84 million dot LCD, up from a 1 million dot unit on the Q2. The other big upgrade here is the EVF. Now, the EVF has been bumped up to a 5.76 million dot EVF and also a 120 Hertz refresh rate. And that's pretty big. It is probably one of the best EVFs that I have ever used, even though it is probably an EVF that we've seen in some other cameras. But it is fast, it is clear, it is crisp, it is sharp, it is a gorgeous EVF to work through. Now, sticking to the outside of the camera for the last set of upgrades is actually something that we initially didn't think would make that big a difference, but it actually does, and that is the addition of two ports on the side of the camera. So one is an HDMI port and the other is a USB-C port. Now, obviously through the HDMI you can deliver video to an external source, but the big thing here, for me at least, is the addition of the USB-C port. Now, the USB-C port allows you to power the unit, to charge the battery, and to transfer data. But the nice thing here is that ability to charge the unit via the USB-C. And I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're traveling with a camera like this, which is arguably its main purpose in life, it is so handy to be able to charge it in a car off a USB source, to charge it easily in a hotel room, on the move, at the airport. Pretty much anywhere where you have access to any power source, you can plug in that USB cable, USB-C into the camera, and have power on hand. And that's a big enough upgrade to make it onto my list of 5 upgrades. Now, in terms of the quality that you get out of this unit, is it good? Yeah, of course it is. It's a 60 megapixel Leica. The quality is incredible. The images look the way you expect them to look. If you're shooting in black and whites, you have those beautiful tonal graduations embedded within your JPEG files. The RAW files that you get out of it is incredible. The 28mm width that you have from the lens really lends it to a nostalgic shooting style. You get those street photographs that are a little bit wide and offsets your angles a little bit more than what you get shooting with a 35 or a 50. And it's beautiful, and it is almost perfect. And I don't want to go on about the Leica look or the Leica feel or anything like that, but it is a special thing to use, and it feels special. And I will end this off by saying, yes, it's a really good fixed lens, full frame camera. And if you've never used one of these, just do yourself a favor and go into your nearest camera shop that stocks Leicas and pick one up and shoot with it. And I'm sure that within minutes, you will fall in love with what this camera is designed to be. And it's very difficult to tell you what it's designed to be, because it's not really the type of camera that is designed for everybody. It's not the type of camera that you're going to use when you are a wedding photographer or an events photographer. But as a camera to walk around with and shoot and have as your everyday travel companion, There's probably nothing quite like it out there. And yes, it's expensive, but you do feel like you get what you pay for. And I know that's a difficult thing to say, but it is an awfully nice camera. There's no other way to put it. And what you get out of it, what it rewards you with, is really spectacular. And it's a worthy upgrade to probably Leica's most popular camera to date. Yeah, the Q3 it's a nice camera.